Last week we brought up this new subject topic where you had to choose between what was a real story and what was a fake story. And one of those real stories over in Java, the teens who break a 9 p.m. dating curfew may have to get married. In Alaska, they say if you'd like somebody to take them home for the night, you better like them a whole hell of a lot, because over there the nights last for months and months and months. Over in Java, if you like somebody and you date them after 9 p.m., you better hope that you like them a lot, because you will have to be forced to get married to them. In Jakarta, Indonesia, in West Java, teenagers are wondering who they're going to ask out, because they better make up their minds fast, because as of October 1st of this year, they'll be banned from dating after 9 p.m. Now, they're basically saying that the reason why they're doing this is for moral reasons. They think that if they enforce this, that they have to go before the council and they have to force them to get married. Now, the exact wording here is kind of weird. They said if they break the rules 3 times, the village council may ask the parents to marry them. They have to marry the whole village council now? I'm just saying, that doesn't sound right.
So it's a polygamy law.
It's a polygamy law, right.
That's
now,
different.
Now, they believe that because if you stay out past 9 p.m., you're going to have sex. Apparently, they forget, that teenagers can have sex at other times of the day before 9 p.m. Just because it's 9 p.m. or later doesn't mean that the sex is going to start immediately happening. I mean, I've been around a lot of places here in the United States, too, and at 9 p.m., I don't see people busting out and having sex everywhere,
I do.
Now, they also want to take away their condoms and other prophylactics. Yeah, that's a real good idea, which is used to, curb HIV and AIDS. But they say, this is their exact logic. They think if they take this away, that the condoms if they're not easily available, the people will refrain from having sex altogether, and they won't be infected. That's like saying if you don't put a steak in front of them and make them go to the store and get it, that they won't cook it. Bullshit. That's fucking retarded. I mean, it's like saying, okay, well, I guess we'll just have sex without it. Does this not occur to them? Are you fucking kidding me? Joe, your thoughts?
Yes. The classic solution to raging teenage hormones, just tell them don't have sex.
That always works.
Yes,
it works
always
every time.
Works. Time and time again. It's a tested and true method of preventing teenage unwanted pregnancies and STDs. You just tell them, listen, don't have sex.
Yeah.
And they listen. They don't. They twiddle their thumbs and they say, okay.
I'll go to the other room now.
Then 901, watch out.
Torby in the chat room says, I don't know what you're talking about, Packard. My penis reacts to the light of the full moon. Werewolf! Blah!
Now I'm confused. Is this story might be fake? Is that what we're doing?
No. This is a true story. This is a real story.
Okay.
I'm just referencing it from our True or Troll segment from last week, where this is actually a true story.
Yeah. It sounds like, it sounds kind of like an empty threat. Like if you break the rule 3 times, you go before the council elders, and your parents might make you marry. It sounds like, like it requires the parents' consent and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an empty threat. Like, you better not be out late because you might have to marry her.
Yeah. It does sound like an empty threat, but they are issuing a law on this. They actually they're issuing a law as of October 1st. That's what it's going to be.
Now, does this apply to boys and girls and girls?
Boys and girls.
The boys have to.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I was wondering about that. That's a good
ID
point.
or something.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what if it's 2 boys that are out? Do they have to get married too?
Timmy and Jeff got caught at 9:05 3 times this week. You know what that means? They're getting married.
And if they say that you're not, that they won't do that because the same sex thing, because I don't know if they do gay marriages over there. The answer is simple. You just dress everybody to look exactly like the same sex. So this way, if you're out with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, one of you dressed just like the other person, and they say, oh well, it's just 2 guys or 2 girls. Yeah, No big deal.
What are you doing with that woman at 9:30? You're going to have to marry her, but she's my sister. No excuses.
Coming home from the movies. Just want to watch 9.5 weeks.
I like how the photo for this story is teenagers like laughing and embracing, like, this is great. I love living in Java.
Yay.
All that coffee must keep them awake at night, I guess.
The coffee is named after Java.
That's right. Connie, your thoughts?
I was trying to understand why this is happening. And I was noticing that, well, contraception encourages promiscuity was one of the reasons that was given.
Yeah, that's their claim. That's why they're
bullshit.
doing it. It's bullshit.
Right.
That's like
and then
saying,
I was questioning what the religious makeup is down there, because I've seen other stories about it. It's 85% Sunni Muslim, and then basically beyond that it's like Christian, both Pentecostal and Catholic and Buddhism. So I'm questioning if most of the motivation is it's Muslim, beliefs. But I found it interesting that in a neighboring city, they have in Asa, the capital city, they've imposed a curfew for women.
Really?
And yes, to protect women from sexual harassment and violence, which is rampant there. They have to be, if women want to be out past 11 o'clock, they have to be accompanied by their husband or a male relative.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they have to be, they have bylaws on how women can dress or where they can straddle motorcycles.
Yeah, because you use those motorcycles, you turn them right
there's
on.
There's a real fundamental misunderstanding about sex, and there's a real fundamental misunderstanding about sex or sexuality. There seems to be a lot of blaming of women of enticing. And then again, there was banning the sale of condoms and contraceptives because AIDS is on the rise. And I was like, well, why is AIDS on the rise? And, well... The Indonesian islands tends to be a place where people come to have sex and sex with young kids. You know, young.
I don't know anything about that.
It's one of those places.
There was a quote here. He says that this is just the backward thinking that's going on here. It says, back in the day, you could not visit a neighbor after 9 p.m. because apparently everybody at 9 p.m. they all turn into little balls and they climb underneath their beds or something. Because the villagers would be in bed preparing to wake up for dawn to till their rice paddy fields. Okay, we don't live in that era anymore. We don't live in an era where I have to get up at 9. I have to go to bed at 9 o'clock because I have to be up at the next morning to go till the rice. Because I have like a job doing, selling cosmetics. It's like I'm not in a fucking paddy field and my day starts at fucking 8 a.m. I can stay out, a little later, or I have the day off and I don't have to go out and do other things. I could just see
Well, that was the other thing I was trying to understand though, because it's like they've gone from our primarily an agrarian society into this, they're based on tourism. They're based on, they're trying to get manufacturing. And so I think there's a real cultural shock going on. And they're trying to deal with it. And people are more mobile. People, again, they have lights. They have electricity. So they're up later. And they're not having to get up and till fields. But they have jobs in factories.
Right.
And you've got tourism that... Yeah, well, for a long time now, people have been selling, people don't want to talk about it here, but parents are selling their kids into sex trades.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it just seems like there's a real mess of reasons why kids, and again, they're just trying to pull back and say, no, we want to be moral. We want to, we want to say this is about the honor of families, which is probably the bigger thing.
I just want to point out about the morality thing there. This is a link that's on the page. We're not talking about it, but it says probing vaginas is the only way to test a woman's morality. The Indonesian military assures us.
Yeah.
I saw that and like, okay, ladies, line up. We're gonna probe your vaginas Come on, take them off. We're gonna look at your vaginas and you see how moral you are. Fuck you.
Can I point out how that really mirrors how the GOP here in America want to probe women's vaginas when they come in for an abortion?
Mm-hmm. We're going to stick this long thing inside you, look around, jab it right in there. Get in there.
For absolutely no reason.
For no reason. And then say, oh, here's a picture of your baby from the inside. Oh, well, that you can't close your eyes. Make sure you look right at this goddamn screen. Otherwise, we're going to fucking, we won't do the goddamn abortion 10 days from now when you have to make you force you to come back. Anyway, sorry. Off the little rant there.
You know what? We want to make this all about this third country. And there's so many ways that what's happening there is repeated in Texas and in the Bible Belt. And it's just like, it's this fucking stupid, pardon me, this really stupid false morality, which is trying to regulate something that, instead of, anyway.
Dawkins had commented, there's one hell of a waiting list for that job.
So, I'm done. I'm raging.
This story makes me rage too, so don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.